So I was supposed to be showing you the rest of the building of the mechanism, the cam mechanism for the waves. However, due to various things not going as they should have done, and me making some miscalculations about the strength um of the dowel, I need to put a heftier dowel in essentially. And I'm waiting for some glue to set up and to various things. So rather than this just being a really short video of me swearing at myself, I thought I'd show you another a bit of progress that I have made this week. I managed to get the puppet theatre itself painted, and it does. I mean, it looks gorgeous. I mean, now it's done. There's a few hairy moments like this bit here where I'm painting the black in for the um oh my gosh, for the curtains, for the swags at the top. And I just thought this just looks really tacky, but it does get better. I want to talk a little bit about where this project came from, where the puppet theatre film poem thing, what it is and where it came from. So I've always had a fascination with miniatures, little things. My mother will tell you, I make many, many little things. My husband as well, many, many little things. And I'm very interested in that sort of miniature world. And if you look at the history of it during the 19th century, the Victorians loved it. People built toy theatres in their homes, with like moving scenery and little backdrops and miniature mechanical stage effects. And at the same time, automaton makers were making little intricate moving figures powered by springs and cams and hidden mechanisms. And there's just this real delight in the craftsmanship and the invention combined with the storytelling. I wasn't sure about this when I was doing it. Again, the red, blending it into the shadows. I think it looks nice. I think it's worked. Again, it's one of those things where I'm not entirely sure if it's working, but we'll see. We'll see when we. I mean, it looks nice when it's finished. What I love about these traditions is that they sit somewhere between engineering and imagination. A few pieces of painted card, a cleverly shaped cam, a puppet on a wire, and entire worlds appear. I've loved these things for as long as I can remember, but the idea for this theatre or this project or these projects comes from more of a storytelling and poetry background. Um, if you know me at all, you know that I write a lot of poetry, I read a lot of poetry. 20 odd years ago when I was at university, I spent a lot of time studying Lear and Keats and Noyes and Coleridge. And what's always stayed with me is how visual their work is. So from Lear, we get the owls and the pussycats and the luminous noses and people in sieves, and Keats fills his poems with nights, enchanted forests, and mysterious figures. Noise gives us moonlit roads, and highwaymen and Coleridge conjures up ghost ships and albatrosses and strange seas and the thousand slimy things, you know. Um, Reading these poems, it's really easy to imagine them as miniature stage productions. This project takes a lot of inspiration from those old entertainments. It's not just a display piece, it's a working stage. I'm going to be making some little films of using puppetry, miniature scenery, little mechanical effects, and if I feel brave enough, a little stop motion animation. We'll see. We'll see how brave I am when we finally get to that time. And they're going to be of traditional poems and stories. I'm someone who needs a creative outlet, and I'm going to be starting my new teaching job in September. So I need a creative outlet that is containable. It can't spiral and take over everything. It has to be sustainable, and this feels like a sustainable project or little project. If you know my family at all, you'll know that my dad used to make wooden toys and puppets to sell on the Mound during the Edinburgh Festival. So I feel quite cosy and confident and comfortable with puppets. They make me feel quite, yeah, quite safe. It's not going to be a realistic look. It's going to feel like something you might discover in an old toy theatre or in an attic or in a curiosity shop. Something handmade and theatrical and full of wonder and eccentricity, that slightly odd eccentricity that people who know me might associate with me. I was a little bit nervous when it got to the painting of the black backdrop bit. I don't know. I think I was worried. I don't know what I was worried about. I think because the red looks really good, I thought, oh, maybe I don't need to paint it black. I don't know what I thought. I was a bit worried that it was going to look a bit funny, but I think it looks nice. I think it looks all right. I think it works. With the black, I'm quite pleased with how it's turned out. What I am concerned about is, and I perhaps hadn't thought about, was in the attic where I am. There's a lot of really great natural light, which is great for making things and for painting and things, but it's not so good for making making films. So I think because you have lots of big contrast, big shadows, so I'm gonna have to have a think about how that works. I have to have a little think for now about that lighting problem. I'm gonna call it a day there. I'll be back in Dad's workshop next week to finish off the cam mechanism and do a proper job of it.